How to Not Get Raped, a guide for women by the Indian judiciary. Spoiler, it's impossible. But let's try. Page 1. Don't drink because a tipsy woman is clearly looking for disappointment. Page 2. Don't go to bars because fun is a gateway drug to rape. Page 3. Don't accompany a man home because in 2025, apparently going home with someone is equal to permanently revoked bodily autonomy. What the court seems to miss is this: if both people are drunk and one is barely functional, the right thing to do is nothing. You don't lean in, you don't unzip, you don't become a rapist on the technicality that she didn't shout loud enough. Once given consent, can be taken away. If somebody changes their mind mid act, mid case, mid whatever, you stop. Not because the law says so, but because basic human decency should. Anything beyond that is violence, not passion. But of course, this is not the judiciary's first rodeo. Let's rewind to the archives, shall we? Grabbing breast is not a rape attempt. Victim raised no alarm. There was no visible injury mark. She had prior sexual relations. In episode 394, a judge said a minor girl was aware of her actions, giving bail to a POSCO accused. In episode 522, bail was given because the accused promised to marry the survivor, and the fan favorite 809. A married woman's rape complaint was dismissed because, well, she was married. Because marriage is equal to eternal yes, no take backsies. Justice is blind, they said. Turns out it's also deeply misogynistic, obsessed with moral policing, and is confused between consent and costume. Now we must address the intellectuals at the back, the ones who say that 80% of rape cases are false and other such fairy tales of the manosphere. The truth? The number is fiction, cooked up, reshared, and force fed by the men's rights groups. The NCRB 2022 report specifically mentions that the combined false cases of rape, attempt to commit rape, and assault on women with intent to outrage her modesty account for 7.23% of the total false cases reported. Out of the 18,967 rape cases heard by courts, 14,340 resulted in acquittal, while 3,425 resulted in conviction. But sure, let's keep repeating that 80% of rape cases are false because it's easier than admitting that this country has a sexual violence problem and a credibility problem when it comes to women, unless the nature of the crime is so horrific that it leads to her death. False accusations exist, like in every crime, but inflating it to 80%, that's not a statistic. It's a defense for men who don't want to take accountability. False complaints are the exception. Disbelief is the default. Fix that first.